Here is Barkley. Left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley. Uh-oh! Barkley! Goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Harris the snap. Moss the block. Burrow going deep. He's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase.
LeBron leaked out. They didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in. Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer. 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts. Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught! Touchdown!
Timeout. SGA. Probing. Piercing. Spinning. Hanging for the lead. And SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit road. Oh, come on! Justin Jefferson, you gotta be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history. Edwards puts up a three. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore! Is it Francis? Giannis says no! Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside! And both ends!
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the sharp side. As always, we will recap yesterday first. 2-4 in the NFL, but we did cash, or no, 3-3 in the NFL. We got Derrick Henry over, Saquon anytime, Trey McBride anytime. We missed Drake Mays over. Let me confirm, but I'm almost positive he didn't get there. Yeah, he was under. We missed Drake May over, Josh Allen over, and what did I miss? I missed something else. Oh, Diggs. Cardio day for Diggs. So 3-3 in the NFL. We did end up a little bit because Trey McBride was plus 160. NBA 2-1. We did cash the ladder. Curry 30 plus got there. Curry, I guess it was 27.5 over. Then 35 plus got there as well. We could have laddered this up to 40 or 45. Clay or Steph went absolutely crazy. And then today I do have one ladder play out already. It's posted on the timeline semi-recently. It's going to be Norman Powell over 21.5 points. Laddered that up to 25 plus. And let me give my shout outs. Ross, appreciate you tapping in. I appreciate the like and the retweet. Hopefully you got into the Discord last night. I have been releasing a few out to those that have been tapped in on stream. If you're on stream and you're not in the Discord and you're tapped in on the regular, go ahead and drop a like. Let me know that, and I'll get you tapped in with us. Aaron, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like. Appreciate the retweet. Doing it a little bit different today, trying to send everybody to YouTube. So if you're watching on X, it is through YouTube, which should help the views greatly. But I will need the likes and the retweets. DM me on X at Profit Props 1. You probably know me from X, but DM me on X. If you watch on YouTube, John, are you watching through the Twitter link or are you watching separately? Just trying to see if comments are coming through from Twitter. I do not believe the comments are coming through. Bad Tundra wants to in as well. All y'all got to do is, first of all, drop a like and a retweet. Drop a like and a retweet on here. Help me grow the brand. Help me grow the page. But then I'll get y'all set up. John, appreciate the like and the retweet. Appreciate that, brother. We're going to let a few more people pop in here. We're at 8 right now. We'll try to get this up to about 50 people. And then I am subscribed there and just go to the page every day. Shout outs. No, I appreciate that. A little bit late today as well. I was on another show and then I had to get a little something to eat before we got it. At Profit Props 1, you'll see my logo. It's got my face on it. I'm in a brown shirt. Let me go ahead and get the plays out. I do have out Norman Powell over 21.5 points, ladder to 25. And then I'm also on Duncan Robinson over 2.5 3-pointers made. I do believe those are the only 2 plays I made yet this morning. Let me confirm. Yeah, that's all I have out. 1 second here. I need a drink. Dealing with a little cough, little cold. We're fighting through it though. Hey, bro, I know. I appreciate that. That NFL play went crazy. So, yeah, no, I appreciate it. Even the NBA write-ups are generally into the hundreds. I'm pretty strategic about when I post. I know when to get good engagement. But, yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support from all of you tapped in here on the daily as well. It means a lot for sure. Trying to push the content over to YouTube because at the end of the day, Twitter doesn't pay me shit. So trying to get up to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and the show will be more and more regularly posted to YouTube exclusively. All right, getting into today's slate. First game is Detroit versus Boston. This, 1 second here. Oh, camera is in use. That makes sense. Face ID didn't work. All right, we should be good now. First play I want to look at here is Queta, PRAs under. Looks like there might be some 21.5 out there. Let's go look at that. Go to this screen. And then we go here. All right, QUE. Oh, shit, that's sides and totals. Let's talk about Equata PRA under. So FanDuel's not open yet. Hold on, let me go make sure that's true. I'm not seeing them open on my odds screen, but they could have popped up in the last 20 minutes or something and it not loaded yet. Detroit combos, PRAs. Yeah, PRAs. No, I'm not seeing them listed at all. Damn, I want to run this right now. I just wish FanDuel or DraftKings broke. We've got a lot of books open. The Score, Pinnacle, Fanatics, Novig, Hard Rock, MGM. It looks like Prop Builder was open. I don't know if they're closed right now. It's showing that they are. Player combos, PRA, view more. Okay, DraftKings is open. At least on the over. Hilarious. You can bet over 21.5, but you can't bet the under yet. All right, so I'm betting this. I mean, I could bet it right now, but I'd rather just, wait. I just feel bad because there's only 3 books really open at this price. I think FanDuel and DraftKings will open at either 20 or 21.5. They're not open yet, which is annoying. I want to run this already. Jalen Suggs diagnosed with a hip contusion. He's without a timetable for return. Miss Her Way, I appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like and I appreciate the retweet. Let me go see if there's anything else NBA. Bucks consider making an significant addition to keep Giannis. Peyton Pritchard downgraded. That's what we've got. Bad Tune, appreciate you tapping in, bro. Appreciate you tapping in on X. We're locked in, bro. We're locked in. Am I running this Queta PR unders right now? I feel like I should be. PRA unders. Is the PR more widely available? Yes. I would run the 18.5 here. There are some 19.5s in market. One good one. Let's go to the PRs. Wow, 19.5 is probably it's a decently better number. Let's wait and see what FanDuel opens the PRAs. I really want under 21 and a half, pardon me, under 21 and a half PRAs. We'll see what this line opens up at. Jalen Duran, I looked at his head-to-heads. He had 24 in the first matchup, then just 12 in the second. Cleared his rebounds each time, like significantly, which makes sense. I mean, who do they have to block him out? They have nobody. It's Queta, who I want to run his PRA unders. Kind of a crazy line we're getting here. Hasn't rebounded well per se over his last 5. It's a pretty easy matchup today. 18 and 16 in the 2 prior. I've got nothing on Jalen Duran today. Nothing on him. Quite a PRA under lean. All right, Cade, let's talk about it because my model wants to bet the under. His RAs under look really good. 11 and 13 in the 2 matchups this season. 14 and a half is the number. Juice to the over, though. FanDuel's 14 and a half juice to the over. So you can lay an under even money or better. My model projections for Cade, 8, 13, just under 14. It's not a huge edge, but we're laying plus money on something that is obviously under. Storch, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets, brother. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Hold on a second. 1 second, please. I can't bring myself to bet Cade. Like, I definitely want to, but he had 42 in that last matchup, 25 in the game before. Under this line in 4 of his last 5. Lean under RAs. RA is definitely the closest I am to a play. Cade, RAs. Yeah, everyone's now 14 and a half. My apologies. If you wanted the 15, you'd have had to bet it already. Looks like it's going to close 14 and a half juice to the under, I think. Boston, 6th in assists allowed, 11th in rebounds. They are 3rd in points. 13th versus pick and roll ball handlers. It is not the sexy play, but I lean under Cade PRAs. Under 42 and a half. I'm at 36. I mean, it's a massive edge. Last 10, he's averaging 46. There's definitely a couple outliers here. 69 versus a terrible Orlando team. But then you see 55 in this exact same matchup. Let's stay off. Lean under Cade PRAs. Not enough to bet it. Peyton Pritchard has been downgraded to questionable. Keep that in mind while you're looking over things on the Boston side of the ball. I'm still not betting Derek White. I promise you I'm still not betting Derek White. Has JB moved since the news? FanDuel's still at 08. I jump up to 33 points without Peyton Pritchard. I don't think that's a crazy thought either. No games this season without Peyton. Banned. Jordan Walsh banned. Banned without question, banned. Jaylen Brown, man. I think we got to play the over 29.5. I think we got to play the over 29.5. Now, I am banking on Peyton Pritchard not playing here. I will say that. If I play this, I really want Pritchard not to go. $41-33 in the prior matchup. Interesting. That's what I make that number. Jaylen Brown's a go. Jaylen Brown's a go. Jaylen Brown is a go. Jaylen Brown is a go. Points, Jaylen Brown, 29.5 minus 07. Win a unit. Done. Thank you. Get it out. One second here. Let me get this out. Points minus 107. Over in what were his field goals in the last matchup? Like 30? I'm not even bullshitting you. 32. Don't think I like the value on that. No, I don't think we ladder here. I think it's just straight up. Okay, yeah. Let me add that to the banner. I like it without. If Pritchard plays, it's still fun. If Pritchard doesn't play, I do think he has even a few more field goal attempts. So Jaylen Brown really liked the spot. All right, Duncan Robinson. I took the threes over 2.5 minus 118. Over an 8 of his last 10. It's a 115 at Fanatics. Even these 130s I would run. Yeah, play it up to 130, no issue. I got it at 118. Volume in the two games this season. Look, he went under in one of them, but the volume was 7 and 8. Over his last 10 games, he's averaging 8 attempts per game. We're talking about specifically threes. I went 6 or more to be safe. I think we're definitely near his floor. And I think his ceiling is literally like 10. Like, even if we went 8 to be conservative, which 9 is, in my opinion, conservative as a ceiling with 7 and 8 already in the two matchups this year, could possibly play a few more minutes than those games. I think this one speaks for itself. We can also talk about Boston, 15th versus catch and shoot. Nothing that's going to scare you off of this line. 23rd from above the break. Yeah, nothing that would scare you off of this line. So Duncan Robinson over 2.5 threes. Love that spot as well. I know you're on Robinson's threes, but how about his assists? It's juicy. You know, I wouldn't hate it as a lay piece on that 1.5. I wouldn't hate it as a lay piece. Not something that I'm like going out of my way to bet, but I wouldn't hate it as a lay piece. All right, moving on from Duncan. All right, we got Dan. Jaylen Brown, we ran it. Duncan, we ran it. Derek White, banned. John did say RA unders. I'm even afraid to play that now with no possibly no Peyton Pritchard. The price on this is baked in Peyton Pritchard as well. So no play on Simons. Does make sense first drop that he'll chuck, but I just can't afford to believe in him any longer. Moving on to Toronto versus Miami. First thoughts were this under 9.5. It's juicy to start. Most books are 8.5. FanDuel was at 9.5. But you see this 29th versus total rebounds allowed, 30th most versus centers. These two teams haven't played each other this season. Yeah, I like the under 9.5, but I'm not going out of my way to bet it at minus 154. And the 8.5, I really have no interest in. Bam, I want to say it was slightly over. I did play Norman Powell, which we'll talk about more in depth, but just going through it here. Bam, slight edge to the over. Line's 18.5. I'm just over 19. RAs, though, absolutely nothing. So easy to kind of skip through Bam Yakapodal there. Emmanuel quickly does pose an interesting spot here today. 31 minutes in his last game. Then he sat out. I believe it was illness. I don't think it was injury. So first game back, I'm not expecting any drop in minutes. As I said, I'm 95% sure. Yeah, they haven't played each other this season. Let's go no RJ. King Gabano, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. If you're watching on X, man, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me go to brand, help me grow the page. I appreciate all y'all for tapping in, man. Steve, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like and the retweet. Night Fox, I appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, that's everybody so far. Yeah, if Peyton doesn't play, it's less desirable. Agreed. Emmanuel quickly is interesting. Lean over Quickly's points, not an official bet. And then I did speak on this one this morning. I do kind of like his threes as well. Lean over Emmanuel Quickly's points and threes. I'm not making either of them official just yet, but I do lean over Quickly points and threes. Do lean over Quickly points and threes. Scotty Barnes, I want to say I was over RAs this morning. Let's dive into that one a little bit deeper here. Scotty Barnes. Points I'm under. I'm at 19.5, so right under the 20.5. Yeah, rebounds I'm at 8.45, just about a full over, and then assists I'm at 6. What do we think about a Scotty RAs without RJ this season? Over in 6 and 9. What do we think about their defense? Miami Heat, assist and rebounds, they struggle. Yeah, I like Scotty Barnes RAs over. Let's look into it a little bit more. Scotty Barnes RAs over looks desirable. Scotty RAs. Is it going 12.5? You guys see what I'm seeing here? Under minus 140, minus 135, minus 132. I would love to get a 12.5. I think he plays like 33 plus minutes today, honestly. I think the spread in this game is 5.5. So I'm hopeful there with the minutes that it stays competitive. But if it does stay competitive, I think we should be good in those minutes. Quickly PRAs. I'm not mad at quickly PRAs. Miami does allow a lot of assists. I think if I had to bet quickly, I would go points or threes. Yeah, I mean, if it's me, I'm going points or threes for quickly. If it's me, I'm going points or threes. Reed, appreciate you tapping in. What's good, brother? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. All right, Emmanuel quickly, though. No, nothing official. Lean over points and threes. Norm Powell played over 21.5 this morning. 22.5 is fine. This is the read. People will say, what about with Hero? Season average with Hero, 16. Over 16 in all but the first. Okay. Now we go without Hero. Very slight difference. And if you take out the first game, he's actually sitting at 17. So very similar, right? Very similar volume with or without Hero. Granted, a small sample size. Games 5.5. Think his season average is 30. There's been a couple injury games and blowout games. He's sub 30, but I'm pretty comfortable in a competitive game, giving him about 30. You could even go down here to 27, 28 if you want to be conservative. 27 plus minutes. He's at 25.9 points per game. Over in 13 of 17. So what did I do? I ran over 21.5 to win 1 unit. Also ran a quarter unit on the over at plus 165. I do actually think that's available now at 170 at Bet Rivers. Before I got on stream, it could have very well moved. But Norman Powell ran the over, laddered it up as well. Really like that spot for Norman Powell. All right, moving on from Norman Powell. Hero, I have less thoughts on. Lean over, 20 and 20 in his last 2. More consistent, I think, volume out of his field goal attempts. I think we really do see him fall between 15 and 18 today. So it would be a lean over as well. I did mess around with the idea of a builder lay today where I took Jamal Murray, Brandon Ingram, and Tyler Hero each to score 18 plus and was at plus money on FanDuel. So I do lean over Tyler Hero stuff, and I think I will have a builder using him before the end of the day here. So keep an eye out on the timeline for possible builder parlay here with a couple of my favorite leans today. All right, we look at the numbers here. Obviously, when you think Miami, you know it's going to be a high-pace game. Outside of that, what else do you know? Teams are probably going to shoot, mid-range or three-point attempts. Let's go look at the averages this season. 1 second here. Yeah, so they're a little better than I thought from 3. No, they're exactly where I thought they were. 39th in three-point allowed attempted, and then just second in mid-range attempts. So you're going to get a lot of threes out of them. 1.5 price on Ingram is way too juicy, which brings me right back to Quickly's threes. And there's going to be minutes where he runs a verse, a Khalil Ware. Khalil Ware is not very good in the pick and roll as a hedger. He plays drop. People are able to shoot over top. Yeah, let's stay off of Ingram, man. It's really Quickly. Like I keep coming back to Quickly's points or threes. Leaning over Emmanuel Quickly, really praying that game stays competitive. I will say my model leans over Davion Mitchell's assists, but they don't allow a lot of assists to point guards. See this? First fewest assists allowed to point guards. So going to probably stay off of that lean as well. But I do lean under Davion Mitchell's assists. Model leans over, but in my heart of hearts, I lean under that line. Moneybag Tone, I appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets and the comment on the right up there. Let's cash this Norman Powell ticket. Let's cash this Norman Powell ticket. Yeah, lean under Davion Mitchell. We're not going to make it official. Just lean under his assist. That's going to do it for this game. Let's move on to Dallas versus Utah. I do have some thoughts. Nothing I've ran official. Clay's threes, Christie's threes, Markkanen's points, Keontae George, everything. So let's go through these each one by one here. First, we'll start with Keontae George. 1 second. Bam, we go right here. Second from above the break, but 27th in the paint, 23rd in the restricted area. Let me pull up this. Not good first pick and roll. Okay, so a big part of this is my minutes. And the more I look into it, the more I realize I need him between 27 and 33. I do need him between those numbers. Brandon Williams. We'll look at Brandon Williams. What's the spread in this game? NBA odds. Let me remove this. Utah. It's 1.5. God bless the US of A. There will be a blowout tonight, but none of the games are blowouts going into the night. I like Keontae George here. I don't know if I want to go PRA over or how I want to approach this. Let's shop around a little bit. We might just go points over here. Points, Keontae, 22.5. Yeah, okay. Points, Keontae, 22.5. I don't know. I lean over. Need the minutes to be there for me to love it. I'm at 23.55. PRs could be the better look. PRs. I lean over Keontae George. I'm not going to run it yet. I think I'm closer to PR than PRAs. Yeah, no, that's true too. That's true too. In competitive games, his numbers look great. I lean over PRs. I probably run that before the end of stream, but that's where I'm at right now. Lean over PR, just Keontae George. We had a request on Brandon Williams without D'Lo. Over in 3 of 5 this season. I think his minutes should stay right where they're at the moment. Used to get a 20 a week off the boost chart. Really good in the restricted area. Really good versus pick and roll ball handlers. I'm not sure. Okay. Mom's texting me some bullshit. I don't like Brandon Williams as much. I'd rather go Keontae George than Brandon Williams. Yeah, I'd rather go Keontae. They're good versus play type. They're good versus his main play zone. Yeah, I'm good off Brandon Williams. I'm more so like Keontae George there. And it's more points and rebounds or points. I don't like his assists so much. Model does lean over assists. I kind of lean PR overs more. Did want to talk about Lauri Markkanen here. Similar thought, though, preying on minutes. Have they played this season? They did. 3 times? Oh no, I'm sorry. These are all last year. I'm tripping. This is all last year. I'll run his rebounds over without Anthony Davis. Miss Herway, appreciate you tapping in on YouTube. Thoughts on Anthony Davis? Thoughts on Anthony Davis? He should dominate. He should dominate. Yeah, they've got nothing to throw at him. Love his points over. I do love his points over. Yeah, that's why I've been trying to push shit to YouTube because X has been stupid the last couple days. I've noticed it. People, even me jumping into other people's spaces, like I'll just get cut off in the middle of it for no reason. X is acting stupid. That's the last comment. We're good there. Anthony Davis. Yeah, I do want to run this bad boy. I do think I want to run this. Anthony Davis over his points. I'm going to run it at FanDuel, 23.506. You got to run this. Yeah, I'm running AD over at FanDuel. You got to run it. There's no questions asked. Yeah, the PRs are all 34.5 as well, so they're painted as well. You're banking on 11 there, basically, right? Yeah, I think I would rather go points 22.5 here. I think he's good for 23, 24, 25. Moneybag Tone, appreciate you tapping in. Miss Herway says, I like the points as well. No, I do too. I do too. 23.5 minus 06 at FanDuel is the way I'm running it. One second, I just got it out. Let me go get it in and then put it onto the banner and we'll move. I think I'm up to date with everything though. Yeah, we are. Definitely a lean Keontae George points PRs. There's something there I want to bet. 23.5 minus 06. Bob. Done. Anthony Davis to the banner. Yeah, like that spot a lot. Like that spot a lot. All right, we move. I wanted to talk about Clay in this one for sure. One second here. Okay, it hasn't really moved. Clay. Threes. -02 at FanDuel. Man, I don't know. Is there an idea where we could possibly go a ladder spot here for Klay Thompson? Is it possible we ladder Clay? Hey, if you are watching through YouTube on X, man, drop a like, drop a retweet. Help me grow the brand. Help me grow the page. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I know X is acting up, so shit be wonky. But if you are, man, I appreciate the engagement. Really appreciate helping me grow the brand, man. I'm looking at Clay's ladder here. I'm probably running the baseline at 2.5. I mean, Utah struggles versus catch and shoot. Let me do something here. Dealing with some real life shit. Yeah, 26. Yeah, we about to run this. We about to run this. Plus 250 on 4. That's a FanDuel line right there. That's a FanDuel line. We got a 46% hit rate this season with 7 or more. We're getting plus 250 versus a team that allows a bunch of catch and shoot threes. Like, I'm not crazy here, am I? Am I tripping or are the books? Am I tripping or are the books? I mean, come on, we gotta run this. Clay, don't hoe me tonight, dog. Clay, don't hoe me tonight. That 0-2 at FanDuel is screaming my name. What if we reduce risk, go half quarter, half on the over 2.5? What if we just made it a lay piece? What if we just make a threes lay with Clay in it? Now I'm starting to sound like I'm smart. All right. We're considering the Clay threes lay. Let's move through the rest of the board and then, I mean, what the fuck? Why don't we just pair it with fucking Max Christie and keep it pushing? What are we talking about, big dog? What are we talking about? Every time I bet the Clay, the guy has a cardio game. I think we're like 1-0 or 2-0 on him this year, but you're right. I definitely remember last year he was a hook monster. I remember that. All right. AD, the only official one right there. Let's finish the slate. And then Clay and Christie threes both are reasonable looks. All right. This one I almost want to just get up and walk away because it hurts my head. I want to run Sengun unders. He struggled in this matchup historically. Struggled. This is this year. Struggled. 36 minutes. Struggled. Now, you look at his last 10 games, he's been busting some ass. Think this game stays competitive. I think we see 34. He played 36 minutes in the last game. I think this is what we see. Really hard to run that under. I mean, we can go with Durant, see if that helps. Not for the under. Let's go with Steven Adams. That might do something for us. No, it doesn't do shit. Bro, you know I've been on Max Christie since the start of the season, but can you imagine the last time I bet that mother over 1.5 threes? He went 1 for 8. Hey, you got to live with that, John. You got to live with that. That was the right read. If you needed him to go 2 for 7, that was the right read. He just didn't come through. You know, you gotta live with those. All right, man. I can't bring myself to bet this Sengun under. I know it's belt to ass every time he bets Jokic, and I don't mean that in a good way for him. He's getting belt, but he's been playing really good ball lately. Okay, but let's talk about this. This is impressive. This is Zoo. That's a good game. Bum, bum. Under verse bum. Under verse bum. Under verse bum. Very good team. Very good team. Meh, meh. So you look at that. He's had 2 difficult matchups out of his last 10, and he split those. That's a way to look at it. I don't know. See, this line is confusing. I don't know what to do with Sengun. I really don't know what to do. And when you don't know what to do, you do nothing. So we move on. Jokic last matchup, 53 points. He played 39 minutes. I think we get a very competitive game. Let's put his floor at 33. Talk about the season. Props.Cash, I love you. Please allow me to lock this. Please allow me to lock this in the future. Edie, I don't think Wemby was there. That's laughable. Just didn't need it. We actually cashed the PAs over here. I think it was that game. No, maybe it wasn't that game. It was 39.5 and we cashed it. It must have been, I can't remember which game. It was not that long ago. Any edge on Valanciunas PRAs? Played 19 minutes last game. I do think he's slightly under that 19 mark because they're not running them on the floor together much. I'd say he's around 12 and 18 minutes. I would lean over that 12 number. No real opinion on Valanciunas. I don't do a lot of first quarter stuff. What's his minute split been like? I will say the minutes are consistent, which makes me feel better about it, right? And if he's going against Denver's second unit, I don't like it if Jokic plays the full 12. So, yeah, if you see there, Jokic plays the full 12 fairly often in this first quarter. So, no, I don't like it. If you were going against a team where, like, the starter runs the first 6 or 7, the starting center, my apologies, runs the first 6 or 7 minutes, and then they bring in the backup, I would like it. But, no, I'm not going up against Jokic. That's a difficult ask for any human in the world. I want to speak on Jamal Murray. I wanted to run. My apologies. Let's do this. I spoke on this earlier. I like him in LA, like 20 plus, 18 plus. DraftKings, I think, is the only one that does that. I like him in LA, bought down a little bit. I don't like him at 23.5. You see in the matchup this season, however, he did have 16 points. I'm sorry. He had 26 points. I think he had 16 field goal attempts. No, Lord have – yes, I was right. He had 16 field goal attempts in that game. I like his volume similar to that tonight. I do like him to have like 15 plus field goal attempts. Man, do I have to bet this? Oh, his line's 22 and a half. My apologies. Still, it's over in every game. Everyone's 23 and a half, which makes a lot of sense. That I really feel like that's the floor. Yeah, I like Jamal Murray in a builder as well. Who else did I speak on earlier in stream? We have Keontae George possibly in a builder. Jaylen Brown. We played him straight. Did I release that? I know I released it. Did I put it in the banner? Did I give y'all JB? Yeah. Ingram. Yeah, but I'm afraid of Ingram now. I'm off of Ingram. Jamal Murray, Tyler Hero. Jamal Murray, Tyler Hero are the two. I both like them at like 18 plus, maybe definitely 18 plus, maybe 20 plus. Outside of that, I don't think I'm running Jamal straight. But I'm not mad at over 23 and a half. And if this, God forbid, ever comes to 22 and a half, because it is 23 and a half juiced over, if this line does drop 22 and a half, I probably run it straight. Reed Shepard, I like him for 10 plus. Those are my thoughts. I like him for 10 plus. He had 5 threes in the last matchup. Yeah, kind of crazy. Everybody was healthy in that last matchup, and he just smoked the fuck out of this team. I have to go back and rewatch a little bit of that game. Don't be surprised if there's late ads. Lean over Reed Shepard. I like the 10 plus a lot. KD, no opinion. My model's right with market. Pretty much across the board, PR and A's. Looks like his rebounds and points went over last game. Or no, not his points. His rebounds went over last game. And then under in 4 straight. Yeah, no official plays for Kevin Durant with me in this one. Jabari Smith, how did he do in the last matchup? 21 points. Okay, but wait. Man, Jabari Smith threes. 2 plus in a lay, 190, great. 3 plus in a ladder, fine. 3 plus in a ladder is fine. Volume's been good, incredibly good versus them. That was a season high. So let's put the floor as right above his average at 6. We're rounding up. The 1.5 at 190 is hitting every game but one this season. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. Probably with the Clay. You can probably pair him and Clay both to hit 2 and be around even money. Keep an eye out for that in a threes lay. I'd probably step them both up 1 even as well. Peyton Watson, one of those guys I just can't get on the right side of. Just one of those guys I can't get on the right side of. Coming off of a 21-point performance, I've got no idea how to spot him. So let's go to wrap it up for the Houston game. I do think if I have late ads, you see them there. All right, we got big injury news in this one. James Harden is like a legitimate questionable. And obviously that changes a lot of everything offensively for the Clippers. I lean under John Morant points, but I also lean over John Morant assists. The assists, I do want to be at the 6.5 price, and you can see it is pretty juiced. Rivers is at 148. We have FanDuel at 154. Let me go see if those numbers have moved since my last refresh. No, we've actually got DK to come down to 151. I think I am going to attack this. All three of these books are within 6 cents of each other. This is his chart. I know it's laying a 150, but I'm willing to lay a 150 when the odds look like that. I'm going to run this John Morant. I'm going to run this John Morant. Sosa, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets. If y'all are not, make sure you're tapped into Cullen the Shots in the mornings. I go on there, give a few reads. So make sure you're catching up on all the content there. That being said, I don't want y'all to feel like you got to watch 50 streams to get all my content. Everything I say there, I will bring here. It's almost like my warm up. You know what I mean? Like I just go talk with the boys, see what they're thinking. Honestly, my boy Fast Money Prop, he gave me 2 reads today. One of them was just stay the hell off of Ingram, which after looking at it, I agreed with. And then the other one was the quickly threes. So, there's definitely, I'm not the only one dropping heat in there. My apologies. I'm looking for John Morant Rivers. Man, if you're not already, drop a like, drop a retweet on Twitter, man. Showing love is free. I could be charging easily for this shit. I'm up 35 units on the season. You can pay for the Discord. Yes, you can. Or you can come here every day and just get this shit for free. You don't want to sit here the whole time? That's cool, bro. Watch the recap. You know what I mean? I try to be as fair as I can. Assists. Yep. I'm running that just for 1 unit, though I'm not winning one there. Reducing risk and just winning one. In this game, is there any world in which we don't bet Cam Spencer? I was thinking of Cedric Coward. I was about to say, I banned his ass. But no, Cam Spencer, no. Cam Spencer, I will say, I kind of think he's annoying. But we will give it a look. JJ under PRs, that been a staple. So we will look at that. JJ under PRs versus Zoo, but really versus, because Jock Landale will start at the center. So it's really versus John Collins. I don't know. What do we do here? We've been fading the fuck out of both of these 4s all season. I can't fade them both. Somebody's going to do something. Maybe. I don't know. Man, these have been 2 of our, printers. Okay, he only had 13 in that last joint. I got to run it. I got to run it. And then we gotta check John Collins too, because if y'all been tapped in, that one printed early. Books caught on, but with no Harden, we might get some love. 22.5 PR painted. Yeah, cool. Bet. Get it. Bro, I'm at 17 and some change. So just under 18. So run that shit right now. Okay, just got those out. I see we got some new people tapping in. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. If you're an East Coaster like me, appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the likes and the retweets. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I owe y'all a couple on the banner here. All right, I owe y'all John Morant and I owe Jaren Jackson. Ja Morant over 6.5 assists. Jaren Jackson Jr. under 22.5 save show. Cool. Yeah, we got those two. John Collins, let's talk about it. Now, keep in mind, there's possibly no Harden. And he did just go over this in the last matchup. I wouldn't want it at 17. I would really want to be at 18, 19 now. If Harden sits and we get an outrageous number, if Harden sits and they move this up to like 18, 19, not 18, but 19 or 20 and a half, I'm running it. So you got to be really careful and wait and hear what's happening with Harden before you play that one. Zoo, I'm going to just have no opinion, although I do think he should play pretty damn well in this matchup. I want to say Zach Edey was in one or both of those games. And I was right. He was in both of those games. He's getting a much different – I'm not trying to shit on Jock Landau here. It's a much different matchup. Like, just call it how I see it. You feel me? So, also, I have someone coming to plow my driveway, so I got to put y'all on mute for just a second and tell my wife and get vehicles moved. Give me like 30 seconds. Actually, I'm on stream still. I just got your message and said, hold on, boys, I'm making a call. So I'm going to get back to it, but I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, no problem.
All right, I'll talk to you after stream.
Yep.
Later. All right, fellas, we're good. Yeah, my buddy was going to come plow. I didn't need it. So sorry for the short delay there. Appreciate y'all for staying tapped in. Yeah, as I was saying, Zoo in a much different spot than he was in the previous two matchups versus Memphis this season. So yeah, no, nothing there for me. Not gonna play anything on Zoo. I think it's a good bounce back spot versus the prior matchup for him. I do lean under John Morant's points as well. I'm not gonna make that play official, but I do lean under that as well. Kawhi Leonard, this one's like questionable for me. I would probably lean over no Harden, but I think this line has that baked in, and it's a little higher than I want it to be. Let's say Harden does go, and this line, drops down to 23.5. Then I've got some more temptation to the over. I'm also not tempted at the under, though, given that Harden may not play. So keeping all of those things in mind, I'm going to wait on the injury news before I attack anything Harden Kawhi related. But at the current market prices, I would just consider them fair. Okay, Jalen Wells. We spoke about this on a stream I was on earlier today. It looks green as hell. I know it does. I've bet on him like twice this season. I promise you I'm 0 for 2. I promise you I'm 0 for 2 on him, bro. Like, I feel like it's the right side, too. That's what drives me crazy. I've got him projected at 15 points. Way over, a mile over, 2 miles over. I'm in the next town over. Like, yes. Why is this line what it is? What do they know that I don't know? Why is that line what it is? Can y'all tell me? Is there something I'm missing? Clark is a forward. I don't see that changing shit. Small still out. Like, am I missing something? I guess it's the Witt Jaw stuff, but like he's got games with Jaw playing 30 plus minutes. Last game they started Altima. Oh, I don't know. Let me double check that. I think I had Landale in there this morning, but I could be wrong. Let me see who I have. You're right. I do have no, you're right. You're 100% right. I got Jaren Jackson Jr. starting at the 5. Yeah, well, that makes me even love the PR even more if we're keeping it a buck. Makes me like it a little less for Collins too, though. So good call. Yeah, I do lean over. It's points for me. I'm at 15 on the points. I'm at 344 on the rebound, so I don't really like the edge there. But I mean, you could take the PRs, and I think you clear it in points. I think he scores this many points. Like, that's where I'm at with it. 32 minutes last game with John Morant. You know, that's your big question. What are his minutes today? Cam Spencer, someone else did request Cam Spencer, so let me pull him up here. His brother plays for Golden State. I get them confused. Cam Spencer's interesting. Yeah, Cam Spencer is interesting. I like points. I like threes. Hold on. I got to do a little bit of adjustment here. So let me do some behind the scenes work here. Cam Spencer is interesting. Now I just have to try to spot his minutes. I think like 22, 23 is a fair like range. She do it. I tell her my word in her head, penetrating the brain, describing the scout. You look back at me when there. Wow, yes. I've got him at closer to 14 points. Now let's talk about my minutes versus where I think he will be. 24 is exactly what I said, fellas. Ladies and fellas. I will say the 2+3s, we were looking for a final leg in that threes lay. I've got him at 3.11 threes made. I'd love him for just 2+. 2+ is 192. You could run him, Clay, and Jabari 2+ threes, and you'd be super plus money. Cam Spencer, my favorite play would be actually, yeah, just as Ms. Herway said here. I like the 2+ threes in a lay. I'm not mad at the 3+ straight. I'm at 311. So I actually see a really large edge to the plus money here. 181 looks to be the best. Yeah, plus 181. I'm not mad at this. Look at the steady minutes incline here. Definitely like the 2+ as a lay piece, though. Love this 2+ as a lay piece. Assists. PAs, assists. Yeah, if you wanted to be at the assist, man, it looks like that 3 is really where you want to be. That 3+. Okay, yeah. Cam Spencer's Cam, not Pat. Cam Spencer's threes is an interesting look. I would probably like that in a lay with Clay and Jabari. This is the last game as well. I do want to have a builder or two out for today. John Collins, I'm going to wait and see on. And see, the thing with Clay is I could get behind this straight or parlayed. I don't know. What do we do here? Do I run the Clay straight? Okay, hold on. Before we proceed, this is all of the leans from today. And if there's any we want to go back through, we can. Jamal Murray. I had this before I bet Norman Powell straight. Jamal Murray, Norman Powell, 20 plus each. I actually like Hero in that builder now as well. Jamal Murray, Hero builder. Jaylen Brown, I already ran it straight. I did want to see if Queta's PRAs opened at more books yet because I was really looking to run that. PRAs 19.5 at Fanatics now. Still no FanDuel or DraftKings line. MGM and Hard Rock are still 21.5. FanDuel just open. Let me go check the market again. I'm going to see Boston player combos, PRAs, still locked. Shit's annoying. 2 threes for Spencer is fire. You like the lay idea? Yeah, no, I do like that lay as well. I'll probably run that for a unit. All right, Queta, I want to run, bro. I just want to wait, but do I wait if FanDuel never opens? I mean, it's 1 o'clock. It's not like it's 8 a.m. It's not like it's the night before. We're less than 6 hours before tip. Do we just run it now? If you don't have FanDuel, I'm sorry. Like, let me see if Caesars is open. Because this is bullshit. There's been so many of these good lines this year where I've played, but I haven't released because I feel bad. But that's honestly like I'm doing people in Florida and shit a disservice that way, in my opinion. Combos, PRA. Okay, Caesars is open as well. Fuck it, I'm running it. I'm running it at MGM. You got Hard Rock, Caesars, Pinnacle, all at 21.5. You've even got the score at 20.5. So there's plenty of books. Got to run this. Running this right now. Queta under 21.5 PRAs. Caesars, Hard Rock, MGM, Pinnacle, Bet 105, all good to go. All good to go. All right, we did run that, add a check mark to it. Brandon Ingram, I talked myself off of. The only other real one, I want to talk about Cade's RAs a little bit, and then Keontae George's PRAs. Keontae George is still painted, man. I don't know. Did I add Queta? No, hold on. Let me get that into the banner. I'm simply talking about games that stayed competitive. He smoked the shit out of this number. Hey, Better 151, I appreciate you tapping in. John said it best, though, bro. Jordan Walsh is banned, bro. I cannot get him right, bro. If I bet his over, he's gonna go under. I could bet him. He could go over 88 straight. The line's 7 points under where it was the last game. It's the best matchup of all time. If I bet that over, I'll get 6 points of closing line value, and it'll still miss. I'm just ranting, but yeah, no, I've had 2 or 3 bets on him this year. Each of them closed incredibly well my way, and each of them sold like they never had a chance. So John must have been on those bets with me and remembers, because banned. And you shouldn't do that. You should probably bet it. If you think in your heart it's a good bet, you should probably bet it. But I also think sometimes you just know when you know a player and you know when you don't. And let me tell you, dog, I don't got it. I don't got the Jordan Walsh. No, I don't. I can't. Nope. That being said, if I don't run it, it probably bangs. So I'm going to just leave that one up to you, Better 151. That's your money. That's your money right there. All right, a couple builder lay ideas I had here. Let's talk about them real quick. I'm going to go to FanDuel and see what I can build. Talking about a little 2020 lay, a little 2020 builder, and then a little threes builder as well. The threes one is the one where I really feel more confident. Clay 2, Jabari 2. That's already basically even money. We put Cam Spencer on there. We're plus 205. Quarter unit, a little something on it. I do like this. I'm going a quarter unit. A little builder lay, nothing crazy. All right, bam, that's in there. Little builder lay. Won't count that versus my straights record, but something fun to get the juices flowing. Sprinkle. Clay, Cam Spencer, Jabari Smith. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up, but I will wait about I'm going to give y'all about a minute to make any requests that you have. If you're new popping in, if you had to jump out, jump back in, whatever the case may be. If you have any requests, just drop them in the comments now. If not, we'll get on to the NFL portion of this show. Not seeing any comments. Let me see here. I might have totally missed it, but did you look? No, you're right. I did glance over that. Aaron Holiday's threes. Did he at least have? He only had 3 attempts for that's strange to me. I guess Reed Shepard was hogging all the 3-point attempts, but that is strange to me. I would absolutely lean over. Max Christie, Cam Spencer threes. Not mad at it. I like Max Christie's threes. Hold on, let me look at this Holiday threes line. I do lean over. We're in another situation where there's not many books open yet. Best price is minus 125. Let me go see if FanDuel's open. Anthony Simons, if no Peyton. Steele, I talked about this earlier, bro. It makes sense. I think the line is a little inflated, especially threes. I would lean more so points. Look, it makes sense because Jalen Duran will play that drop coverage. Simon's just been so hit or miss. He's hard to spot minutes and volume for. I think it makes sense though. The ceiling is definitely there. The ceiling is definitely there. Points are at 7/8.5 as well. I'm looking here at this Aaron Holiday. So I am kind of interested. I think if you wanted to bet, now this is depending on what you're doing tonight type shit. If you're busy, you're busy. Lock it in now. I don't want to give away too much. But there's a certain book where he's not going to play the first 8 minutes regardless. I mean, listen to me. There is how can I say this without saying too much? Without giving away an edge. I mean, there's 20 people in here. As long as y'all don't tell it to a bunch of people, we don't lose it. There's certain books that will move players' projections, or I should say lines, maybe after the first several minutes that they haven't played, when they were not expected to play in those minutes. The argument can be, well, Prophet, what if the starter got in foul trouble, so they played extended minutes in the first quarter? And no, you're right. You know, I agree with you that was slightly probably baked into the line. I'll give you that, right? But the move is an overcompensation, definitely. And that's why not a lot of people actually talk about this, but betting NBA Live is one of the most profitable edges right now. Why don't I release these plays? Because I can't. Like when I tell you I might bet something on Bet MGM or Bet Rivers, when I tell you it's not there 30 seconds later, it's not there 10 to 15 seconds later a lot of times. So you can't release these live shits. Now, I try to do it every once in a while, like end of a quarter, end of a half, where things are going to stay around. But a lot of these edges, they're moving rather quick. And so what I'll say about that is I actually really like this Aaron Holiday look. I'm not going to bet it pregame, but if this game starts at 9:30, at 9:42, I might be looking to see if I can get a 6.5 at a certain book. Or this is the big or, over 1.5 3-pointers made, even money, plus money, just because he didn't play the first 6-8 minutes when he wasn't supposed to play the first 6-8 minutes. Still a couple books doing that. So I would recommend keeping an eye out, especially when you're betting on one of these bench role players. I think your value is maybe that over 1.5 live into the first quarter. Those are my thoughts on Aaron Holiday. Honestly, apply that same logic to Anthony Simons. Apply that same logic to Anthony Simons. All right, we're about an hour and 23 minutes deep into the NBA. Let's move over to the NFL. Should only be here 10 or 15 minutes. One game slate. Miami versus Pittsburgh. Jaylen Warren has been announced questionable with illness. So first thoughts are Kenneth Gainwell over 24.5, 25 plus rushing yards. FanDuel at 25 plus. All right, it's it's moved a little bit since we've been on stream. Again, this isn't going to be a play chart play. There's been next to no games without Jaylen Warren. If Jaylen Warren doesn't go, what's this say? Great tip, brother. If you want to say something that's not on the court instead of the stream, y'all sign up for the Discord. Yes, absolutely. I've got a meeting with a company coming up either today or tomorrow. It's really on me to respond about moving my plays somewhere that winning actually matters. You know, I'm not a big fan of Dub Club or WAP because they don't care if you win or not. They really just care if you bring in subs, which I can understand as a businessman. But there's other companies out there that will display your record. And, I'd like to be recognized somewhere where winning actually matters. So keep an eye out for that. Anyway, Kenneth Gainwell, look, it's a game script, right? It's cold as fuck. I live like 20, 30 minutes from Pittsburgh. Or I'm sorry, I live about 60 miles. Can y'all see? Let me go here. I don't know if y'all will be able to see this or not. Can we see? Damn, no, I just blinded y'all. My apologies. I tried to show you. We got a foot of snow out this bitch right now. We got a foot of snow out this bitch right now. It is 7 degrees where I live with a real feel of -0. Or -2. That's what they're playing in tonight in Pittsburgh. So I think there's going to be a little bit of throwing and a whole lot of running the ball. That's why I'm on Kenneth Gainwell. I haven't bet it yet, but that's why I'm leaning Kenneth Gainwell over 26.5 here tonight. Obviously, if Warren is like healthy for some reason, we're fucked. But the hope is here that no Jalen Warren goes. 26.5 should be free. I think the third running back would either be Caleb something. You know what I mean? I can't even remember his last name. So they're going to be banged up in the running back core. Also would like to lean over Kenneth Gainwell. Receiving yards, a little dump off shit. Okay, this looks a lot better. And then, here. I like his over. Wow, is it 25.5? That would be up from this morning more than his rush. Receiving yards. Huh. That's an interesting one to me. Kenneth Gainwell, 23.5. I thought we were going to get a better number. So his rushing receiving are going to be around 50. 58. No, I would stay off of that as well. If anything, Kenneth Gainwell probably go to rush yards. Probably go to rush yards over. I thought I saw something about Darnell Washington possibly being on the injury report. Anyone confirm that for me? NFL underdog. Jalen Warren, optimistic he will play 2 hours ago. All right, optimistic he will play 2 hours ago. Keep that in mind. Yeah, good looks, John. I just found that as well. Did you see anything on Darnell Washington today or this week, John? Or Steel saying, I see you got the Steelers logo up in there. Did you see anything on Darnell Washington today? I thought I saw an injury tag on him, but maybe I'm wrong. Look, it's going to be cold as shit in this game, like literally cold as shit. I don't think we're going to see a lot of deep passes downfield. I like your shorter yardage guys. Calvin Austin, 1.5 receptions. I'm not mad at it. Snap share wasn't great last week, though. They added Thielen, who had a 48% snap share, only his second game there. I don't really love it. I do like A-Chain to score in this game. -110. Steelers rush defense is dog shit. All right, let's quit talking about this one. Let's go A-Chain anytime touchdown. Darnell has been cleared. Shout outs, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciates that. He has been cleared. Okay. I do like A-Chain anytime touchdown here. I'm going to go FanDuel 120. Cool. Got that in there. At least one official NFL play out there today. I had a parlay with Jonnu Smith over 1.5 receptions, but the juice has moved a lot. I don't know if the value's still there. Steelers rush defense is bad. Pass defense is bad. Now they're without TJ Watt. That A-Chain anytime touchdown feels free to me. Offensive side of the ball, honestly, I think Miami will move the ball well versus them. So I think they're going to have time of possession a little more than people are thinking. Rodgers over 213. He had 284 last week. What is Miami in passing yards allowed per game? Passing touchdowns, they're 14th, yards, they're 12th. Would lean over here, but it's going to be a lot of dink and dunk. I don't think it's going to be a lot of stuff downfield. Like, I'm not a big fan of Metcalf anything today. If anything, for anything Metcalf, it'd probably be his unders for real. He either goes stupid or has a bad game. I think it's a bad game today in the cold. Yep. Okay, this is what I'll say. I am going live at 6:30 to go live with one of my buddies and go over some more NFL stuff. Let's wrap up the NBA here for today. I do think that's all I'm going to have. If anything, maybe a builder added late or possibly a Klay Thompson over. All right, here's what I have straight for today. Norman Powell over 21.5. Pardon me. Norman Powell over 21.5 points, laddered that up to 25. Duncan Robinson over 2.5 3-pointers made. Jaylen Brown over 29.5 points. Anthony Davis over 23.5 points. Ja Morant over 6.5 assists. Jaren Jackson Jr. under 22.5 points plus rebounds. Queta under 21.5 PRAs. I have a sprinkle, 3-leg, 3-point parlay. Klay Thompson, Cam Spencer, Jabari Smith Jr. to hit 2+ 3-pointers each. And then last but not least, Devon Achane anytime touchdown for the NFL. Maybe an extra NFL ad or two, but that should do it for us. All right, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best of luck tonight. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.